Hi guys, it's me Ty coming from my permanent home here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And what I'm going to talk about today is living in a hostel, because that's where I live right now. I've lived there over a month and I have no intention of leaving it as of now anyways. And the thing about it is I was always kind of scared of hostels, you know, somebody stealing all your stuff, you know. So before I came here, I decided to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos on hostels, and that helped to, you know, kind of lower my anxiety about living in a hostel. And also it made me think about back when I was younger, when I first finished my associate's degree many years ago. I went to work for a company where they had a trailer house that they moved all over, and it was out of the state, because the state that I was living in and grew up in, it was just poverty. All it was agriculture jobs. You'd be the only job really for you is working at like the local Scenic store changing tires for $7 an hour. So I definitely had to get out of that situation. So I ended up moving to going to work in another state, and they had that trailer house, and they had bunk beds in each end of it. So 6 of us men would sleep in each end of it. And I didn't know any of these guys or whatever, and it kind of worried me in the beginning, but it really wasn't that bad, because, you know, when you're coming to work, you don't bring expensive things with you. You just bring the bare essentials, usually cheap little things there. And yeah, we never had any problems with anything getting stolen. And then also, with all of us working together, we spent more time together than with our actual families. So when I moved here to Phnom Penh, I ended up going underneath agoda.com, is what a lot of people were saying they went under for finding cheap hotels and cheap hostels and all that. So I just typed in the cheapest one, and one of them came up for $4 and, well, actually $3 a night. So that would be what, $91 a month or something like that. So when I came over here to Cambodia, I went there, and the landlord wanted 4, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, on Agoda it said 3. It's like, yeah, you got to book through Agoda to do that. So what I do is I pay by the week, and I always renew it on the sixth day that it's paid. That way, because I used to always pay for like all my hotel rooms on the day that it's the day before it's going to expire. But the problem is here, you know, you listen to YouTube and everybody's like, oh yeah, we like all these girls will be like, yeah, we stayed in a hostel in Thailand or wherever, and they're like, we wanted to meet people, that's the reason we chose to stay in a hostel, but we were the only person in there. Well, not in Cambodia. When I got here, I'm staying in a 16 person hostel bedroom, and we've only got 2 bathrooms in there, and every night this thing is completely full. It's booked. So that's why I always book, you know, or renew my lease on it, my week-long lease, like 2 days ahead of time before it expires, or else somebody will walk in at the last minute and steal my my bed anyways, you know. And another thing is, one thing I learned on YouTube is a guy that he's taught English all around the world, and all he's ever done is live out of hostels. That way you don't have to sign a lease and give him whatever, a $300 or $150 room deposit. And he said the first thing you do is you come in there and you mess up your bed, because if you don't have some of your stuff at least laying on your bed, or if it's messed up, people are going to think that it's not occupied. And we've actually had that issue in mine, where some people are so neat that they just walk in, they go ahead and you have your locker your 2 lockers underneath the bed, one for the top bunk guy and one for the bottom bunk person, and they don't mess up the bed and they got the bottom bunk, and the next person comes to check in and they don't see that bottom bunk messed up, so they go ahead and they throw all their stuff and they move right in. You're screwed out of your bunk. So, and that's another thing I found out, you know, from my job back in the day. You always choose the bottom bunk rather than the top bunk, because it gets so hot. Like where I was working, it was winter time, all the time. And the top bunk, you know, everybody in the trailer house, they crank the heat way up because all the guys in the bottom bunk, they're just freezing. But that guy in the top bunk, you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you can't breathe. It's just suffocating you from the heat because that heat rises. So that's number one, choose the bottom bunk. And then also I always remember, you know, you'd always have your issues with somebody that snored or whatever. Well, all you got to do with that is you just got to drop something really loud or accidentally slam a door conveniently, and it wakes them up, and for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, they'll quit snoring, and then you can fall back asleep. So there's no reason that they should be the only ones that get to sleep. So, another thing is I brought along earplugs, which I got at 7-Eleven in Thailand years ago, and they actually came with a little case, and they've lasted all these years since 2017 when I went to Thailand. And then I brought an eye mask, which I got on the airplane. So that's helped me all this time, because you always have your roommates that stay up late and leave the big main light on, and kind of keep everybody else awake. And then another thing I noticed, a lot of these people nowadays, they don't wear earbuds. They're just inconsiderate, so they're watching their TikTok videos or YouTube movies, whatever, or music, and then all the rest of us have to listen to that too, and it keeps everybody up. So like I said, I just started wearing the eye mask and that, and well, actually I did it right away the first night, and I have not had any issues. So that's where that's at. And I expect it to be all guys in there. The reality is there are usually 2 to 3 girls in our 16-bed bedroom. There's a lot of girls that like to stay in the mixed guest rooms here. What else here? Oh, yeah, so far I've only met one American in the entire month that I've been staying in the hostel. Everybody has been from, a lot of people from Canada. And we got people from India. It's just a lady yelling at her little boy. Got to train him, I guess. And then, so yeah, we got people, tons of foreigners from Canada here teaching English in between here and Vietnam. We got a lot of people from India, a lot of people from Africa. Oh yeah, and then I also met a girl from Taiwan. So we have had a few people from China as well. So it's pretty much mostly been me, just the only American here for the long run there. Couple Europeans, but not too many. And then as for having a girlfriend while you're living in a hostel, what all my roommates have been doing here, because a lot of them are staying here long term too. I'm the senior guy in there finally now. My roommate from Europe, he finally moved out. But what they do is, you know, we're paying $4, where we were paying $4 a night. There's lots of single rooms, and our landlord charges $8 a night for those. So what all the guys and girls will do with their local boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever is when they want to have their alone time, you know, whatever, once a week or whenever that is, they just go ahead and they rent a separate room, and then they're also paying rent on the bunk bed. So they're paying quite a bit then, you know. But that's what you got to do. And that's actually what me and my girlfriend are planning on doing, because she's one of the local Cambodian girls here. She's from a different town, but she moved here for work a few years ago. And her employer lets her and all of her co-workers sleep above the shop that she works at. So she's not allowed to have roommates in there either. So I guess that's our plan. We've talked it over, because like I said, with mine, I'm not allowed to bring any roommates home at my place either. So we're just gonna put away money, both of us put away money, and then, you know, whenever want to be together, whatever, once a week or whatever, we'll just both contribute and pay for the room for the night. And right away when I started dating her, like I've known her for quite a while actually. You know, I've been here over a month now, and I actually met her through a mutual friend, probably maybe only like a week into my stay here or coming to Cambodia here. And we were just friends that whole time, so now we just started dating. But I was surprised at like how fast the dating scene really moves here, because I've dated in the Philippines before, and you know, you move pretty fast there too. Everybody's really seriously, and I'm really serious too. But she's already talked about taking me back to Siem Reap to meet her family, and like I don't have a job right now, so I don't have that money. I don't have the money to do any of that kind of stuff. It's just gotta be like free stuff around here. So, but yeah, it's just crazy that, you know, you think in Asia, most of them, you know, it's like you kind of know that they like you if they want you to be the family, but this is pretty darn early too. And then right away when we started dating, she talked about us getting an apartment together too. And she's like, I can get you an apartment for $50 to $70 a month. And I'm not sure how far from Riverside it would be, because that's where she works too. So I told her I'm just not comfortable with that right now, because like I'm just trying to hold tight, conserve money and all that. So yeah, she instantly backed off on it. She's like, oh, no need to rush you or anything like that. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm a creature of habit. I just have to do things at my own pace. When I'm finally ready, if you push me, I kind of lock up like a mule or a donkey. So and what else about this? Okay, so our landlord, now that Chinese New Year's coming up, I don't know if it's just over Chinese New Year or what it is, but he came to all of us and he said he's raising the rent to $5 a night, which is kind of the going rate around here. Pretty much all the hostels out here by Riverside, there's ones that aren't even under a Agoda. You just walk down any block and it says guest house on tons of these places, and the rate is usually $5 a night. And but the thing about our hostel at $4 a night, we couldn't, like I said, there was never a bed open. People booked it up right away, and I guess, you know, coming from a landlord sense, you know, if people are, if you're always keeping it full, you know, you might not be charging enough, you know, is what his thoughts were. And I can see where he's coming from, but he told me though that since I'm a long time guest, I've been there a month, and then I'm planning on staying here at least another probably another 6 or 7 months for sure, because of my dental surgeries. I have no choice of leaving Cambodia anyways. Even if I don't find a job, I have to stay here with my doctor for all my checkups, and it's already paid for all this, and then finally to do the dental impressions and pay for the crown and everything later on. So yeah, he's been keeping me at 4, and then any of the undesirables, they probably get raised up to 5. That's how things work around here. But yeah, I freaking love the hostel. Like I said, I was really worried about it, and you do have some newer people coming in, but yeah, only had one confrontation in there. I think all of us roommates kind of handled it pretty good. Yeah, if I can think of any other tips for you guys, I'll make another video for you guys. So, all right, later.